Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. So I just got back from Austin, actually like a few hours ago. I actually had the privilege of being invited to my first ever Tesla event. I was able to attend the 2023 annual shareholders meeting. I got a lot to cover. I'm going to go over everything that I saw, almost everything, and everybody that I met. So let's get started. All right, so just covering kind of a basic timeline of my basically roughly like less than 48 hours in Austin. So, landed, picked up my Turo, which I highly recommend if you're ever planning on going to Giga Texas. Don't Uber. I'd say definitely rent a car. I rented a Turo. I rented a Model 3 for like 70 bucks a day. Overall, it wasn't too bad. Actually, I met my first Tesla celebrity, I guess as you can call him. Dirty Tesla. I actually picked him up from the airport and gave him a ride back to his hotel. So that was really cool to meet Chris for the first time. So Chris, hopefully you're watching this. He gave me lots of good YouTube advice. I'm definitely going to use all that going forward. So fast forward to the next morning, there was a nice little meet and greet right in front of Giga Texas that Alien Space was putting on, as well as JoeTegtmeyer. I met those two. I met Jeff Roberts, which if you don't know Jeff and Joe, they actually do the drone footage overhead of Giga Texas. They've been very consistent with it since basically Giga Texas was nothing, since it was just dirt. So it's really cool to meet those guys and see like just their process of it going like Giga Texas and them filming it going from nothing to like what it is today, which even from a year ago from Cyber Rodeo, Giga Texas has grown quite a bit. But yep, I met Joe, Jeff, Alien Space, of course, Dirty Tesla was there as well. I met other Joe, who is the president of the Tesla Owners Club of San Joaquin Valley, so it was really cool to meet him as well. He showed off his cyber backpack, which I'm actually very tempted to get one of those now. And also, I guess I'll give a shout out to Jeff and Dalton. Actually, they were some of the first couple of people I met. I rented my car, drove right to Giga Texas, and those two, we met on Twitter, and we met up, and we were just talking Tesla stuff. So now, fast forward, we're getting on the bus, we're going to the event. Hop off the bus. The first thing I see, of course, is the Tesla Semi. Like, you really can't miss it. So I got in line. I was actually able to go inside the Tesla Semi for the first time. And it was, first impressions of it overall is this thing is just, it's massive. Like, it has to be able to tow what it does. So, I was able to get some really cool interior footage. You can see like the center seating and all that. It's got the pretty standard steering wheel, the same one that you see on the new Model S and the Model X. Something that's a little bit different is you'll see two screens versus one. We did ask one of the employees there a couple of questions. So if you're not tracking, the Tesla Semi, its capable range is 500 miles, and that's with a full 80,000 pound load, so to speak. So that's pretty far. Of course, I asked him so if it can go 500 miles on 80,000 pounds, how far can it go with no trailer at all? And the dude kind of looks at me, he's like, really far. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments, how far do you think that the Tesla Semi can go without pulling 80,000 pounds? It's got to be at least 1,000 or 1,500 miles, which if I had the money, I'd drive one of those to work every day. All right, but then after I got done with the Semi footage, I was able to walk across the street, which, is very, the security there was very tight, so there was nowhere real else you could go, but walked across the street. I was able to get my first glimpse with my own eyes, the new colors for the Tesla Model Y, the Quicksilver Metallic, as well as the Midnight Cherry Red, which the pictures of those do not do them justice. Like seeing them in person, with the naked eye was great. Of course, unfortunately, they're only available out of Giga Berlin. We cannot get them here in the States. I did talk to quite a few employees, and their first impressions were they were impressed with it as well. They wish it came to the United States, but for the time being, no, we're not going to get them. My thought, since those two were there, I wonder if Elon would consider auctioning those off for a charity, gets Tesla a little bit more good press. What do you think? Do you think that those should go to maybe off to auction? I'm sure someone here in the States would pay some pretty good money to have the only Quicksilver and the only Midnight Cherry Red Tesla Model Y in the entire country that isn't wrapped. All right, so the big piece, the thing that I was overall waiting for is I finally got to see the Cybertruck, which like first impressions, like this thing, like it's massive, but I would put it on par, with your standard full-size pickup truck. But just seeing it in like that stainless steel exoskeleton, it was freaking cool. I did get some, some good pictures. I got some good video footage of it. So Chris, Dirty Tesla, I was using my iPhone to take all these pics and videos. He was using his fancy like S3, like Galaxy or Ultra, whatever it is. And he got some very zoomed in photos of some of the features of the Cybertruck, which I'll talk in a sec. But if you haven't seen those pictures, like go check out his Twitter at Dirty Tesla, or even like go check out his YouTube videos. I'll leave a link for below, like for his channel and all that. Because you can definitely see a lot in his pictures, like versus mine. I'm kind of an amateur at this, but some things that I did notice. The first thing, the huge tires. The tires are humongous, as well as the wheel covers that are on it. And then also those huge silver cylinders, that's for the air suspension. Sandy Monroe did say that those were the biggest like air cylinders that he's ever seen on a vehicle. So I'm really looking forward to the air suspension overall that the Cybertruck has to offer. So nothing else has really been confirmed. We did see it's a kind of a new steering wheel. There's no yoke anymore. It's some sort of like differently shaped steering wheel. And then if you kind of zoom in a little bit closer, you can also see no door handles. On the pillar, there are like, it looks like some like haptic, it's like a button, but it's like, it's touchless. It's not an actual physical button, but we assume that's definitely the way that you'll be able to get into the Cybertruck. So, but other than that, though, we don't know too much. When Elon was speaking, he did confirm that deliveries will start in Q3 of this year. Like I said, my guess, it's literally going to be the very like September 30th or whatever of this year for the delivery event, which he also did confirm that as well. There is still going to be a Cybertruck delivery event, which if you're not tracking too, there is also a new, like part of the referral system, there's also a raffle. If you can get like 500 points, you can get thrown in for a raffle to win one of the first Cybertrucks off the line, and you don't even have to pay for it. He said it's going to be free. So get those. So speaking of that, I'm going to leave my referral link down below. If you like my content, you're considering ordering a Tesla, whether it be a car or solar panels, said use that referral code down below. I would love to win a Cybertruck. It's not likely, but one can hope. So finally, I went into the building. One thing, if you don't know about Austin, it was disgustingly humid outside, especially coming like here from Vegas where it was 90 degrees and dry to Austin where it's 85 and felt like 100% humidity. So finally got into some AC, went to the swag booth, got me this sweet Giga Texas shirt. I got me a hat too, but I'm not gonna wear it inside. That's not something I do. But so finally picked up some swag. I was able to hop right on over for the factory tour, which unfortunately I can't tell you anything about it. Tesla was very, very specific on this in their rules. And so there was no phones allowed, no photography, no videography, nothing. Because if they caught you taking pictures, like that security would have thrown you right out. So I'm not going to tell you anything about the factory tour. If you want to know more about it, go to the factory yourself and go visit whenever they start offering tours. But other than that, not much to tell about the factory tour. Then after the tour, then finally I was able to actually get a seat. I was actually able to see Elon in person, which it was pretty cool. Like, I've seen him plenty of times on the Shareholder, like, the phone calls and all that, but it was cool to actually see him, like, speaking in person. He went over, like, he pretty much reiterated some stuff that he talked about at the last event. Talked mainly about, the grand plan, like for Master Plan 3. He did reconfirm the Cybertruck delivery date. He confirmed a few more things as well. That's nothing we haven't heard before. The only thing that actually was new is Elon. So someone asked, like, hey, because there's a lot, especially when it comes to like lithium mining and all that. There was talks and cobalt. Actually, it's more specific to cobalt mining. Somebody asked, like, hey, can a third party do an audit on your suppliers to see if there's any child mining going, or children basically mining raw materials? And Elon's like, yeah, sure, why not? I'm all about a third party. And of course, in the traditional Elon fashion, he claps back with, he's like, I want there to be cameras on the miners' heads and like in the mines. And if you spot a child, please let me know. And I just thought that was funny. That was very great for Elon. Then he concluded his speech, and then he allowed people to ask questions, which, there were some pretty good questions. My buddy Rough Past, which if you don't know him, he actually dresses like the Optimus robot, and basically, long story short, said, said, "Rough, Elon is now your daddy." I just thought it was funny. And then also so me and Bearded Tesla Guy, which I finally met Justin, Bearded Tesla Guy in the flesh for the first time. He also gave me some outstanding YouTube advice. So everything that Chris and Justin gave me, all that advice, I'm definitely gonna use all that going forward. But Bearded Tesla Guy was actually able to ask Elon a question, and he answered. And of course I yelled BTG from the back, and he was like, of course it went silent because nobody knew what the hell that even meant. So good on you, Justin, for actually able to engage with Elon and ask him an actual legit question in regards to child safety and all that in Teslas. So I thought it was overall it was good for him. But really that's it in regards to the 2023 annual Tesla shareholder meeting. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, man, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel and haven't yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button down below. I'll leave some of the links for some of these videos, with Dirty Tesla and all that, and Joe. And then I'll also leave my referral link down below as well in case you want to buy a Tesla car or some solar. But I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. See ya!